What's really the secret to successfully pitching an idea this year? I mean, you probably hear all the time that you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this and do that to really successfully pitch your idea. But in today's conversation, I want to share with you actually two or three secrets to actually do so. Okay, one thing for sure, you constantly engage your power of persuasion at work, even if you're not aware of it. Whether you're talking to prospective clients, you're talking to investors, you're talking to even your team members. Okay, you always have to really pitch something. You have to pitch a proposal. You have to pitch a product. You have to pitch a service. You have to pitch something. As a matter of fact, you also have to pitch a vision sometimes. So what's really a pitch? Let's first talk about that. So the dictionary definition of a pitch is to actually throw something with a particular objective or toward a particular point, right? So what happens here is that when you pitch your idea, when you pitch your vision, when you pitch your product, when you pitch your service, you do the same thing. You actually deliver a story that leads the listener down the path to your desired conclusion. So I want you to really pay attention to the word story because it's all about storytelling. If you want to really successfully pitch an idea, you got to really be good at, so let's say, storytelling, okay? Because the whole thing is you want to connect with the listener at the human level, at the emotional level, not at the transactional level. The transactional level will come afterwards. If you're able to connect with folks at the emotional level, the transactional level will come like really, really fast, okay? So successful stories follow the same template. You want to have the same model, the same template, the same context. So you want to have a captivating introduction, an engaging climatic moment, and a satisfactory conclusion. Really, really, those three elements are really quite essential. So a successful pitch uses this storytelling outline to convince someone the presented idea is the best option and sometimes is the only option available. So a good pitch will immediately captivate an audience's attention, explain a problem the listener cares about, and finishes with a solution that actually that really wraps everything up nicely. Let me explain further. So before I go on and explain further, it's important to understand that if you want to successfully pitch an idea, you got to have a clear understanding of the different types of pitches that you currently have. Again, what I want to say is that whether you're pitching an idea, a product, a service, or anything, or even a startup for that matter, if you're thinking about a pitch deck for your startup, you got to have the four types of pitches. You have a sales pitch, you have a business pitch, you have an idea pitch, and you have an elevator pitch. The last day I was listening to Fox Business Channel, and there was one expert talking about the sales pitch being the most important of all four, but not really true. Because depending on your niche, you might have the business pitch being more prominent than the others, or even the idea pitch. If you are in a competitive field where investors are more interested in ideas and vision, then an idea pitch can also be powerful. So what is a sales pitch? Well, a sales pitch outlines a product's or services cost and benefits to persuade a client to purchase, right? It's all about the CTA. It's all about the call to action. Purchase, purchase, purchase. So imagine a door-to-door salesperson or retailer. That's actually your sales pitch. Next, you have your business pitch. So here you would outline the business plan of your startup or existing business to earn investment capital or fundraising from potential partners or investors. So if you're reaching out to a Y Combinator, for instance, or you're reaching out to investors in general, to VC firms, you are going to have a business pitch. So a good example is that you have an app developer who needs capital to design an innovative new dating app, or the owner of a trucking business that needs investment to buy more trucks and expand into a new region, into a new state, into a new country, for instance. You also have the idea pitch. So for this pitch type, you wouldn't sell a specific product or service, but rather the big picture of your idea, the big vision, the big context, okay? For example, If you want to convince your marketing team to expand their work plan into a new social media platform, your pitch would highlight benefits and how-tos. If you're telling them, hey, listen, I think you should go to, we should go to Instagram. We should go to Snapchat. Okay, you're selling the idea. And the fourth pitch is the elevator pitch. This actually is the pitch you can really give in the time. Basically, this is the time it typically takes someone to ride the elevator. So about a minute, 50 seconds to 1 minute. So a good elevator pitch doesn't tell the whole story, but gets the listener interested in hearing more. So if you think about successfully pitching an idea, it's important to backtrack a little bit to understand why business pitches are important. Because the whole thing starts from there, right? It's not just about increasing revenue. It's not just about going from $0 to $1 million or $1 billion. A good pitch actually solidifies your relationship with the listener. In other words, you are going for repeat business, not just a one-time business, a one-time sale. You're going for some kind of, let's say, a loyalty. Okay, so whether you are an employee, entrepreneur, or organization leader, you are actually propelled to forward by your work goals, right? It's the same thing that you have with pitches. In other words, when you have a product, you want to really be propelled forward by your revenue goals, among others. So this is when a pitch becomes important. This is when a business pitch becomes important because it helps you forward your goals. Okay, so let me give you an example. If you convince your boss to give you a raise or get noticed for suggesting an innovative solution to a stubborn problem, what will happen here is that your professional goals will be propelled forward big time, and that's what you want. You want to have the same context in the business arena. You want to have the same model in the business arena. Okay, let me give you a few situations where you can benefit from an efficient pitch. See, the whole thing is that when you pitch, it doesn't matter. The listener doesn't matter. The strength of the pitch, the effectiveness of the pitch is the thing that matters. Whether you are pitching to a government official or you're pitching to a private citizen, shouldn't really matter. How forceful your pitch is should matter. So you can, for instance, assure leaders you deserve a promotion. You can get investment for your own business. You can convince workers, managers, and investors that an out-of-the-box idea is the best course of action, potentially producing more revenue and business expansion. You can also persuade a friend actually to go into business with you. You can build confidence in partners and investors about a product's potential. You can improve your workplace for everyone by convincing management to implement better policies. And you can also persuade leaders to analyze the business model to better understand present issues and future potential. So, if you're thinking about successfully pitching an idea, I want to give you a few hacks, a few simple steps that will help you pitch your idea big time and in a very relatable way. Okay, nothing really complicated here. You're trying to really grab your audience's attention real fast. First thing first, you want to understand your audience. See, the thing is, for you to have the pitch to deliver the pitch of your lifetime, you want to make sure that pitch resonates with the listeners, with the potential listeners. So no idea is a fit for everybody. I mean, if you have an idea for me, that idea will be different from what my grandmother, for that matter, would want to listen to. So if you want to bring someone on board, they must think your idea is plausible and realistic. I want you to focus on those two words, plausible and realistic, because if your idea is really realistic but not plausible, it's not really going to go far. Okay, so you want to analyze the decision makers you are speaking with thoughtfully. You want to consider their motivations, their goals, their limitations. You want to ask yourself, how does my idea fit into their reality? Okay, it's one of those things where you have to relate your idea to their reality. Your idea, your pitch has to be relatable. Your pitch has to be plausible. Your pitch has to be realistic. Next, you want to tell a story. I mean, I think I've already told you about storytelling. Very important. Storytelling is going to bring you real far. Okay, pitching an idea successfully means that you are able to concoct a story that resonates with the listener. People need to feel emotionally connected to become persuaded by a story, right? Okay, so basically, instead of thinking about closing the deal on a transactional level, you want to really close the deal on the emotional level. That's where linking, like connecting with your potential listener, was going to help you big time. So whether you are talking to a venture capitalist or getting the green light from stakeholders, imagine you are telling an emotion-driven story. Structure it with an engaging opening, a middle with a problem to overcome, and a solution-driven finale. Okay, this will help you connect with your audience on a more human level and speak to something that they care about, and that's what you want too. So if you want to successfully pitch an idea to an investor, to a VC partner, to a team member, you have to know the pain points you are trying to address. So know the pain points, because see, if you have a unique selling proposition, if you have a unique idea, a unique proposal, but that proposal doesn't really fit with the pain points that your audience is feeling, you're just wasting their time and you're wasting your time too. Okay, so a pitch answers a single question all the time. How does this solve my problem? That's really important. For me to listen to you, you got to tell me something that really solved my problems, okay? Otherwise, why am I even sitting here in the first place? So this problem is one of your listeners' pain points. So to analyze their pain points, you can use the PAS framework, the PAS framework, which stands for pain, agitate, and solution. So this is a three-step model that presents a problem. Okay, very straightforward. You have a problem, then the problem you really frame you want to frame the issue as an issue that requires a solution, and then you create a CTA to solve it. That's important. You also want to analyze all the potential pain points of your product and pitch all the time. The next thing I want you to do here is to create consensus. Okay, if you are trying to pitch to an audience, you want to get buy-in, you want to get approval, you want to build credibility, you want to gain credibility. So you want to understand that if you have, let's say, social proof, for instance, you're able to actually get approval real fast. You can really get consensus real fast. Okay, so basically, people are not influenced by others all the time, but it does help. Okay, you want to really before somebody will make a decision, let's say buying from you, they want to make sure that others have bought from you. In other words, people are just scared about the let's say the mistake or going wrong the first time. So they want to see that your product or idea has helped others in the past, or at least has shown potential for helping others before they actually jump in like 100%. So if you want to successfully pitch an idea this year, you want to really forget about just talking, blah 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 blah. I mean, you want to show, don't just tell. I mean, it's true. You can say, I'm very good at communicating. I'm a good public speaker. Okay, whatever. Show me that you are a good public speaker. You don't have to say it, right? It's the whole thing about if somebody is telling you on their resume that they're really good at something, but they're just talking blah 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 blah. You can't really trust them, as opposed to them explaining to you or showing you, for that matter, how good they are. Okay, so seeing is believing. Remember that. So when pitching your idea, you want to use interactive models, visuals, or a pitch deck in real time to get your audience involved, and also to complement your public speaking skills. And it's one of those things where it's not really that complicated. It just means that you have to practice, practice, practice. So studies show that a mix of creative, interactive elements and articulate communication gets listeners to engage more deeply and adopt and implement the idea. So if you, let's say, if you're trying to sell a new product, give a mixed presentation with a demo that shows how the product works, and a PowerPoint that informs how the product will disrupt the market. That's what you want, right? You want to really talk about that disruptive aspect of things because that's going to show the investor that, hey, listen, my product or service has traction. And also back it up. So if you want to successfully pitch an idea, you want to back it up. Don't just say, this and that. And what are the facts? Is there any research to back up what you're saying? Storytelling will engage your audience, but a perfect pitch provides results, right? These metrics look different depending on the pitch, but it's one of the most important parts of demonstrating your value proposition, your USP, your unique selling proposition. So let me give you an example. If you are pitching a new business to potential investors, you want to include projected metrics for growth, monetization, and market reach in your business plan to demonstrate your business model is actually viable for them, but also investors want to see their return on investment. Let me give you another example. If you are proposing a strategy to your manager that signifies big changes, estimate how it will impact organizational policies, organizational priorities, organizational principles, such as productivity, work performance, and the company's bottom line. Next thing that if you want to successfully pitch an idea this year, you got to really be in the best, in your best persona, if you will. You want to present your best self. That's important, okay? It's not just about, you probably know the whole thing about first impression counts. They do count big time. First impression always counts, okay? How I saw you the first time is going to impact how I really think about your proposal afterwards. So good entrepreneurship is not just about presenting your idea. You must also present the entrepreneur behind it, you. So you want to practice your public speaking skills. That's what I was telling you a little earlier. And I said you have to practice, okay? Nobody is born with this public speaking thing like talent. No, you have to practice it, okay? So what you want to do here is that you want to really maybe be in a room, or you can do it by yourself, or you can do it with friends or family or even colleagues. A timid sales pitch could tell your listener the idea's execution will also be timid. So use eye contact, a confident tone, and nonverbal cues like hand gestures and shifting your view around the audience to demonstrate strength and self-esteem. And you got to have that. You got to have this sort of flexibility. What I call emotional intelligence, okay? So for in-person presentations, you want to consider adopting a power pose to express confidence in your ideas, because if you don't believe in yourself, why would others? Think about that. You also want to practice self-awareness. I mean, self-awareness is kind of, some people think it is overrated. It's not overrated because you are like, I think I was telling you a little earlier that you want to have a successful pitch. Things happen at the emotional level before they happen at the transactional level. Okay, so your pitch will likely garner some criticism. Be sure that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Be sure that you can roll with punches without losing your cool. And how you pitch and respond lets people know what you will be like to work with. And what you want to do also is that you want to finish with a CTA, so call to action. So you crafted, let's say, a great opening and delivered your argument with convincing numbers, narrative style, and energy. And your PowerPoint has eye-catching visuals, and your demo allowed the audience to experience the pitch firsthand, right? But if you don't have a way to have a wonderful finale, it's going to really underestimate. It's going to underrate, if you will, your presentation. So let your audience know how to continue and be as specific and directed as possible. For example, if you pitch to investors, let them know how much of an investment you are seeking and the rate of return. If you're trying to sell a subscription service to a new customer, finish with purchasing and installment details. Let them over the finish line so you accomplish your pitch's goal in the first place. In conclusion, in today's conversation, I explained to you the secret to successfully pitching an idea. I explained to you what a pitch is, the four types of pitches, and also the simple steps to pitch your idea this year. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.